Hi everyone, welcome back to Home and Away with Candy, and today we are stamping. I wanted to show just a few of the things that I just got from the new catalog, and I think you're going to be excited. There's some fun things that I hope you'll like and will enjoy working on this fun fold card today that I have using some older paper that you can use with any design series paper you may have, and mixing in some new products as well. So I'm looking forward to showing you that today. First, it's almost Valentine's Day. Actually, it's exactly a month away today from the day I'm filming. So this is just a super simple Happy Valentine's Day stamp, and I do have one card that I made for it that I'll show you here. So on this card, I took the Happy Valentine's Day, stamped it in the middle, and I took the heart from Julie's With You in Mind and went around, stamped it in Bubble Bath. This is Melon Mambo. This is Melon Mambo around the edge. And then on the Bubble Bath cardstock, I took my heart stamp and I put it in Versamark and stamped around, and it created just this subtle background that I really loved. And I think I'll do a tutorial on that as well, because I made another card that I've already sent it in the mail that I really liked how it turned out using that. So if you've not tried that technique, I encourage you to do that. So we have Happy Valentine's Day. This is Prayers and Promises. So I really loved this. This is also from the Million Sales Achiever, Carol Nordquist. She designed this set, and I am always struggling to find good sympathy sentiments, and I'm not looking forward to using this because that means there is sympathy to be expressed to someone, but I do really like this stamp set. Weekend adventures, places to go, take the scenic route. I think this little flower here is going to be so fun. Maybe having them come out of the cup, enjoy, relax. This is probably geared more towards the scrapbooking side of Stampin' Up! Stamps. But I have some ideas for this that hopefully I'll get to share with you all. Today we are going to use this new embossing folder, and I'm excited to see how this turns out on our design today. So it's just simple stripe with some dots that go down just to create a really nice look. We have some dots. These are sparkle dot elements. It doesn't say which colors here, but it does on the website. I liked that there was some more masculine colors, even though they're very sparkly. I think those will go well with some of our designs. I got some faceted snowflakes. I believe they might have been on Last Chance. I think those are going to be really cute. Can use those next winter. This adorable little ephemera pack for Easter, I think is just so cute. Let me see if I can get it open easily. Not really. There we go. So we have, I think, 2 sheets each. And I just think those are absolutely adorable. They don't have to be for Easter. You know, the eggs are the only thing that really say Easter. It's just so cute. They can make some very cute birthday cards, some very cute kid cards, a new baby. I could see that on a baby shower card. Just very cute. I had to have it. They'll go good with some of my little Easter egg dots. And this is, again, the Easter theme mix and match ephemera. Reasons to celebrate. I liked this one because it had a variety. I don't want a stamp set for each individual thing. And I know I just showed you a Happy Valentine's Day stamp, but I likely won't use St. Patrick's Day very often, but I like having the option that I have here in this set. So very versatile set here. celebrations, graduation, New Year, birthday, Easter, anniversary, special day, which can encompass a whole lot of things. So I really like this stamp set for that reason. Fabulous Sayings. I believe this is the $5 bonus for the month. Really liked these. It's also a nice variety to have. And I think these will be so cute. I should have designed this card to use one of these, but I didn't. But maybe another time we'll do those. Simply Beautiful. I loved this flower. I just thought these were so beautiful. I have some thoughts on how we can use these going forward. It doesn't have to be on wedding cards, but it can be on birthday cards. I do a lot of birthday cards. So this, I'm looking forward to having some fun with this set as well. And then I had to restock my neutrals. This is just the cardstock variety packs. I like to get those when I need to restock on a few colors and don't want to buy a whole pack. So down to today's card. We are going to make a different card in that it's kind of going to be almost like a Dutch door, but with the top shaved off. So I'm starting today with an Old Olive card base. This is the Floral Delight Design Series paper, and this is actually retired from Stampin' Up, but I do have some still left in my Etsy shop. And these are 6x6 squares. They did come 12 by 12, but I've cut them down to 6x6. They are double-sided. They have some really nice designs on them. You could, use the blue or not use the blue. I think I'm going to skip using the blue today. But we're going to use a variety of these today. And again, you can use this technique with any design series paper you have. I have a 4 by 2.5 sticker paper. And I got this off of Amazon. I'll link that in the description. So here's what it comes in. It comes in a pack of 8.5 by 11 sticker sheets. Cut them down with your paper trimmer to the size you want, or you can stick your paper down, then trim it to size, whichever way you prefer. But I've already got this cut to 4 by 2.5. We have a 4 by 2.5 just plain white cardstock. Another 4.5 by 2.5 Old Olive. A 3.5 by 2 white. And then we're going to cut another 3.25 by 1 3/4 when we cut our flap out of this. So are we ready? I think we're ready to get started. So what should we do first? I think let's do our design series paper first. I'll set these over to the side and get my paper trimmer. So I am going to start by cutting us off some 1/2-inch strips. And I'm going to use my 1/2 on this side. And I've learned the hard way, I need to trim towards me because I have something to put my paper up against. I found that sometimes when I trim going away from me, my paper will sometimes travel, and I did not like the way that looked. So I'm just going to do a little variety. Oh, that's cute on this side. Do my 1/2 inch. And we're just going to mix and match these. You can do, if you want both sides, that's totally fine because we're going to trim this off and you can use both sides. You'll have plenty of paper with a 6x6 if that's what you're starting with for this design. Oops, sorry. And we can double up and cut a couple of sheets at one time. Just can't do too many at a time because it doesn't like it. All right, so now we're going to take our sticker paper. And again, this is 4 by 2.5. And we're gonna go ahead and peel off the back. Maybe. There we go. So we have our sticker paper here. You can tell it's sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna plan to maybe trim these off. So I'm just gonna line up my bottom edge on the paper as best I can, and we can flip it over when we're done and trim down this side. And so next, I think I want a light colored. So we'll do this one, and we'll just kind of nest it up against. Maybe this one kind of going in between a dark and light. And we're just finger pressing, really simple. Do we want a green? Or maybe this is enough green. I am skipping the blue this time. I'm not feeling the blue. All right, so we're gonna trim. Just take our snips and carefully all right, how do I want the rest of this to look? What have we not used? Oh, we've not used the gingham. There, and we've not used this one. All right, hopefully we come out just right. This is a great way to use scraps. So I'm giving you permission to keep the 1/2" scraps. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, because I am terrible about keeping scraps and then having a whole bunch and I'm like, what do I do with this? All right, so let's go ahead and stamp our happy birthday. So this is the sentiment I'm going to use. Again, this is from Julie's With You in Mind set. I'm going to use Old Olive. I could use Daffodil Delight, but I think it was just a little too much brightness for me. I want to be able to read the card. There we go. Happy birthday. All right, so we've got that ready. Need to set our Sign Series paper out of the way. And I think it is time to do our embossing. So again, this is a 4 by 2.5 that I'm going to use in my embossing folder. I'm going to try to sort of line it up, I think. I don't know that I want to put it all the way to the top. Maybe I'll put it right there. All right, I'm going to spin around, use my embossing folder. All right, easy peasy. Love how that looks. That's going to be really cute on our card. Let me throw this trash away. All right, so we have that. This is the inside of our card, so we really don't need to do anything with that piece. I think we are ready to get the paper trimmer again, y'all. This is where we're gonna be tricky. Get our cutter out of there. So I am going to line up my spine that I've already scored here in the groove, and I am going to cut at 2 3/4. So using this little ruler here on top, I'm going to find 2 3/4, which is right about there. And if it's a little bit above that, that's fine. May even be better. All right, there we go. Whew, was that scary? Maybe a little. And then we are going to find 2 3/4 again. And hopefully that's going to line right up with where we can use this little groove to line it up. We're going to cut that down. So almost I can take my snips and ever so carefully, we're going to cut that. And there we have our flap. So we're going to use this piece to cut out our outside, our green, at 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. No. I shouldn't have cut it like that, y'all. Well, boo for me trying to save paper. I didn't write my dimensions down correctly. But you could still use this. You could make your, we'll go with that. I'm still going to cut this down a little bit. I know what I did. I went down in sizes instead of up. That's what I did. Doing math in your head sometimes is so tricky. So that's what it should be right there. Yep, so this should be 3 1/2, right? Yeah, we should have gone up to 3 1/2 by, this is 2, so this should have been 2 1/4. Make sure, yeah, 3 1/2. Sorry guys, but we're gonna Bob Ross it, and we're gonna say that's what we meant to do, because I still think that looks totally fine. All right, so now let's get to assembling. This is the fun part. I'm gonna go ahead, use my tape runner adhesive, just a little glob in the middle. There we go. Just gonna do a little extra trim here from the back side. There we go. It's all fine, y'all. Nobody knew what your card was intended to look like, right? Okay, let's see. Which side do I like best? I think I like the grooves going down, but that's going to mean my adhesive is going to be a little funny. There we go. I think I'm going to pull out my green adhesive. All right, so we're gonna get this lined up. We're gonna mush it down. There we have a fun way there. All right, now we're going to put this at the top here. So it's gonna look like that. There we go. We can go ahead and put in our blank inside. Just line it up however you choose. If you like to leave a gap, that's fine. If you don't, you can cut it bigger or cut this bigger. And this will be behind the flap. And last but not least, we are going to raise this up. I think this is super cute. Got our Stampin Dimensionals, and I only want to do it on the bottom half. So I'm gonna try to make sure I don't go over that line. In fact, come off of that one already. All right, peel those off. Kind of feel for where your dimensionals are. Line it up the way you want. Before you smush it down too much, open it and make sure your dimensionals are down far enough. All right, let's add some embellishing. Let's see. Ooh, we could go with those. My daughter's big jewels are here in the back of my book. We've got these. I kind of think that's the wrong color yellow. Maybe some of our new green. Is that going to be too much green? I think that's about what we have an option for. Oh, these are kind of cute. They're kind of green and yellow. I think we're going to go with this. This is the adhesive backed shiny sequins, and these are from a little while back, within the past year, but I think those will be cute. Put another big one on this side, and maybe one more down here. And there we go. There is a cute little fun fold card using the new embossing folder and using a technique of using sticky paper for the background to create your own design series paper. And you can create this with any color, any design paper that you want. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. And we'll see you again next time. Thanks.